Just go with it. So you would have won. That sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna call the School County Commission of June 10th to order. 508. Invocation. I'll give it a whirl again, I guess. Like a little kid, God is good, God is great. But anyway, Heavenly Father, once again, I thank you for just giving me another breath for another day, and all my kids, my family, my community. And I know everything's on rest nationally, and hope we get past all that stuff. Just say common sense prevails, hopefully. And to the ones, I don't remember names, I know there's a few people in the community that recently passed. I know they've been around for a while, they had good, long, full lives, and we thank you for loaning them to us, and that way I hope they rest in peace. And it just help us do the right thing tonight in our meeting and give us guidance. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico. This is a symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Roll call.
Commissioner Aguilar, Vice Chair Secretary, Commissioner Monette,
Here.
Commissioner Montoya,
Here.
Chairman Gonzalez.
Here. Approval of agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second for the approved agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. Approval of minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Montoya and a second from Commissioner Monette to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Item 8, committee and department reports. Is there any verbals? Was that an action item? Okay, item 8, meeting and knowledge manager report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. One thing I want to bring to your attention is BOCC Road. We cleared the first hurdle for the transportation road funding of the project. That what we were attempting to do after the fire is we're looking to go ahead and put in low water level crossings that are going to be concrete, and then being able to pave it all the way through. And so that's going to be one of the emergency declarations that we have going on. The other one then is going to be with BOCC Road. We were just awarded the $90,000 for the first phase of our fire breaks on the east side of the river. So those two projects are kind of going side by side so that we can go ahead and make sure that we put those fire breaks in so we don't have the large fires over there anymore. The next one is going to be, I attended the Economic Development Summit. Currently, all federal funding for the economic departments has been halted. So luckily right now, Socorro County doesn't have any of that funding coming in. But once we start going after some of the larger projects, that lack of funding will hurt us because we need that money to start going and having conversations with the large businesses. The fire county fire chief has gone through and has looked at all of the fire department and equipment. We currently have one of our districts that went through and got their latest ICS ratings. We're working on San Antonio, will be next. And so we're trying to get that equipment up and running. That is going to be just for some of those alone. we're looking at about $75,000 to get the equipment up to where it's supposed to be. The other thing we're doing is we've now gone ahead and we're moving forward with the BOCC and La Jolla evacuation plans. So we have the staff going out there. The first phase in BOCC has occurred, and they've made face-to-face contact with the majority of the residents out there. And the residents are very happy that communications are being made with them. And that way they'll be part of the process as well as to how we're going to go about the evacuation plans. The other one is we're now in the second week of our first ever CDL training class. So we have them up there we have them going up there with the county fairgrounds, being able to use all of that for the actual use of the traffic, the trailer, as well as the big rigs themselves. Then the other one is Schmidl Road. So we have received the application to remove speed humps from Schmidl Road. Before I bring it forward to you, the plan is over about the next 2 months, I'm going to go ahead and have meetings out there with the residents on Schmidl Road, get them all together, and see if we can't come to a consensus before we bring anything to the board for action. And it's going to be one of those that I believe there's going to be a happy medium to where some of the speed humps are going to be taken out, but not all. I think it'll just be one of those that if we get all of the residents out there, at least buy in somewhat to that, then it'll make it a whole lot easier once it comes before the board for action. So that'll be my
Question on that, there's 2 petitions. There's 2 roads out there. About the other roads, what are the plans on it?
So same thing, that while we're having those meetings out there on Schmidl Road with the other, road, that we're also gonna go ahead and set up, those meetings, and I'll be taking my road director with me. And we'll be having those meetings so we can come up with those plans before bringing them to you for either approval or any other action.
Which was the other road? The Chambo?
Yes, channel. If you haven't driven those roads, I'd encourage you to.
Right.
Oh, and just one last thing, a bit of other news with the fuel reduction program. We're going to be receiving that $90,000, but they sent us the information too late to put it on this agenda. So we are going, we'll be asking your approval to schedule a special meeting 2 weeks from now on June 24th we need your approval to accept the grant.
Then the water crossings in BOCC, they're not bridges, right? They're just concrete, the low lying areas of the road.
Correct. So if you go all the way to the south on BOCC where that initial area has been paved, it'll be the same type of thing. It'll be those low-level concrete crossings.
And then you mentioned San Antonio is the one that lacks the equipment the most, right? Is that true? Yeah. Repairs?
We're gonna do repairs on all the equipment out there, the maintenance on everything, so, yeah, we're in the process, we've already been approved for the maintenance to go on, and we're just waiting for the company to finish up the other department, and then I will start. We're mainly needing volunteers for San Antonio.
Yeah, because
We've gotten 3 in the last 3 weeks, so.
not to pick favorites, but my history, San Antonio, they were one of the, had everything top notch. Hopefully we get it back to it. Yeah. And I'm from there too, so. All right.
Conflict of interest, Mr. Chairman.
I acknowledge, anything else?
Mr. Chairman, if I might, if I might, Commissioner Secretarial just texted me and said he'll be here, he's running late.
So, commissioners' reports.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Sure.
Last week, I attended a meeting in Ruidoso with, it was the end of the cattle growers' midsummer meeting, mid-year meeting. And we met, the CLLA was invited, the County Livestock Loss Authority, to meet with the United States Fish and Wildlife. And I think we got some good movement from them. We had some people that had never heard the issues, had never gotten that high in the system. Department of Interior was there as well. So I think we made some good progress. We did have a gentleman there by the name of Brady, and I forwarded Mr. Nance the information. They would like to sign an MOU and be a cooperating agency with them regarding the wolf program. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to put it on the agenda for the next meeting. It was too late to do it, but Sierra County and Catherine County are already on this as a cooperating agency. And as Mr. Nance and I discussed, they may not like to know what we have to say, but at least it's on record and they hear us. So I think it's a good idea to be on there. With that, I would also like to say I apologize for being late to those of you that had to wait. And also, I've got very good feedback on the work that the inmates have been doing on cleaning up. So thank you for working on that. I think it's a great program, and I hope we can keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Montoya?
Not of it.
Myself, I just want to acknowledge the youth of the community of Magdalena. They're state champions in baseball. I think that's quite an achievement. It shows a little dedication and work ethic, and hopefully they continue that with the rest of their lives. And then the girls of golf team, they won state and champion. Socorro League, they're state champions in golf. And the boys finished second. And one of the kids from Socorro got second as an individual in golf. The track team didn't win a state championship, but they had kids that performed well. And those kids that are willing to put in the time and effort to accomplish goals, I think will go a long way in life. And I hope more people, children learn that. So I just want to give a shout out to those kids. That's it for me. Can we acknowledge June birthdays?
Betty Saavedra, Clerk's Office, June 2nd. Stephen Keisner, Emergency Management, June 5th. Dina Gasumas, EWI Program, June 5th. Andrea Lucero, Treasurer, June 7th. Matthew Garza, Road Department, June 10th. Julie Grego, Assessor's Office, June 11th. Reginald Peralta, Sheriff's Office, June 13th. Brett Ramsey, Detention Office, June 14th. Caroline Greenwood, Detention, June 21st. Antonio Guerrero, Road Department, June 24th. Elaine Briggs, Assessor's Office, June 27th. And Christine Gonzalez, Detention, June 28th. Happy birthday.
Birthday. I just need to add to that, I have I forgot, a granddaughter. I know it's in June, I don't know the date. And my sister, yeah, she's kind of goofy. They both have birthdays. Happy birthday. Moving on, public comment. Okay, during this portion of our meeting, we welcome your suggestions and want to hear your concerns. This is not a question and answer period, and speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. The county commission is not able to take action on matters discussed during public comment. Speakers are requested to state their name for the record. Do you have any public comment?
Commissioners, public, for the record, my name is Donna Harris. I live on the Cape Radas Road, which is getting bad again, but I don't think you should fix it now. I don't know what's going on with that pipeline out there, but for the last 2 weeks, that road is jam-tight full. Jam-tight full of heavy equipment and semis and dump trucks, and they're tearing the hell out of the road and they're going every which way. So I'm sure there's a problem in the pipeline, but I don't think there's any point in fixing it until they're done, but I don't know how long they're gonna be there. Maybe we can, and maybe we can't find out, but I just want you to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. Anybody else? And now we'll move on to number 10, presentations. Scope, Department of Health fact sheet.
Yeah, hello.
I'm not that tall, everybody. Samantha Winter, I'm the coordinator of the Field Health Council here in Socorro County. So to start off with, I've got some information packets I'm going to pass out real quick, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Perfect. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of kind of a report out on everything that Scope has been doing this year. I know we have some new faces this go around. So just kind of a refresher, Scope is the 501c3 nonprofit. We're a health counselor here in the community. So we do health and wellness outreach. So if it involves basically community health or individual health, we try to tackle it. Our main focuses are mental health, substance misuse prevention, and healthy living. So part of our main job of being here today is we wanted to provide you this fact sheet. With that is just kind of a couple of quick statistics for our county, So for example, some of the mental health concerns in our community, and some of the concerns that we have regarding transportation as well. And then on the back, there's just a couple of quick little highlights, some things that we have been working on. So this year, Scope has gone through a lot of changes. We have a new office space. It's right beside the Rising Star Dance Studios off the plaza. It's about 3 times the size of our old office space right beside the water and ice store. With that, we have been able to implement a resource room. This is the first time we've been able to provide a community resource room. So it's ready access. Anybody in the community can just walk in, grab any sort of free resource, everything from Narcan and fentanyl test strips to mental health journals to gun lock, medication disposal kits, little 988 plushies, grief kits, loss support. Pretty much if you need a resource, you can come into our office and either pick it up from that room or we can give you the information on where to get it. So that has been a huge asset to our community. I'll be able to provide full details. We're going to do a year-end snapshot. That resource room has just been open since November. So I'll be able to give a year-end snapshot of how much we've actually been able to give out through that resource room. So far, it's been pretty amazing of all the impact that we've been able to make from that. With that, we also are going to be having a July 16th, a stakeholder luncheon. I wanted to provide this information to you all because this is going to be going over some of our data. We work very heavily with the Socorro County Prevention Coalition to do the Strategies for Success survey data for our middle school and high school students. That gives us a really good snapshot of what some of the concerns are in our community regarding substance misuse, as well as some of the mental health concerns. So for example, the statistic right here on your fact sheet, the 19.5% of middle school youth in Socorro County reported seriously considering suicide in the past 30 days. That was from our Strategies for Success survey from last year. We do this survey yearly, and it gives us a good idea of some of the different concerns for our community. So we're going to be going over some of that data as well as doing a presentation on some of our different youth offerings at that stakeholder lunch. And you get free lunch. So highly encourage that. There's also just a few other pamphlets and information about some of our other different events, some of the expansion we've been able to do. Like we've been able to expand our Thrive 365 Youth Council. Now during the summer, they're meeting twice weekly. We actually had to split up ages because we had so many kids. We also have started a monthly teen talk for our high school students. We have started a bi-weekly drop-in center as well for our youth. And then we've also split our Rainbow Cafe into 2 age groups as well. We've also been able to expand our QPR, which is Question, Persuade, Refer, and mental health first aid trainings as well. So with all that, we do receive yearly funding from the Department of Health. Part of that is, however, reliant on a letter of support from the county. So I have included in your packet the letter of support from last year, kind of as an example. But we were hoping to be able to get that renewed, so that way we would be able to continue in our work and get the Department of Health funding for this upcoming year. So, is there any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll have them type up that letter and you'll get that.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Chairman, members, we have it as action item 11B, the approval of the letter. Once we get to that action item, The only request that I'll make is just for expediency purposes, that when we vote to do the letter, if you allow me to sign it, then I can get them the letter drafted and sent tomorrow.
So. This is the City of Socorro Veguita Senior Center request.
Good evening. I believe the request is for the budget for both centers this year. Okay. Good evening, Commissioners and County Manager. Thank you for having us. The centers are doing well and they are thriving. Our senior centers are facing budgetary challenges due to the federal budget cuts. The impact of the cuts will leave a strain on services. We're serving about 220 seniors in our county. We are here to ask you for your help with the new fiscal year. I do want to share with you the challenges we are facing this year. For example, the tariffs on our home delivered fiber trays are now affected by 10%, and we're having to look for another tray to use. Our number 10 aluminum cans of fruits and vegetables, the tariff on the aluminum will be up. Meat prices are up due to an outbreak in Mexico, so we're not getting, the prices are high. Food in general is going to cost us a lot more. Increase in employee insurances will affect us all as well. Our request from the county today is to please match the city in the amount of $25,000. We do thank you for your continued support and consideration of our request. Ruby wasn't able to be here. If you had any questions on the budget, she can come back if you did one.
You don't have another monetary month that the state gives you?
I do have. The state funding right now is $83,586.
How much?
$83,586.07.
Okay.
But it's not all, it hasn't been official yet. This is just for right now.
Thank you for me.
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great. Okay, so, we had item 10C, recognition of the Owl Bar. As Danny said, conflict of interest. I grew up there. I switched between the Owl Bar and the Buckhorn regular good place. Right? So if Janice would come up here. I guess it's for 80 years, right?
80 years.
All right. So I was there for 56 of those years. Well, I didn't start eating until I was okay. They let me go till I was 9. Are you happy then?
Yes, sir.
Got it? You want to read it there, Andy?
Yes, let me go ahead and read this real quick. Proclamation and celebration of the 80th anniversary of the Owl Bar and Cafe. Whereas the Socorro County Commission met in a meeting on June 10th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the Socorro County Annex Building, 198 Neal Avenue, Socorro, New Mexico, 87801. And whereas Frank Chavez, a proud veteran of the United States Navy, returned to his hometown of San Antonio, New Mexico in 1945 after serving his country during World War II. And whereas upon his return, Frank Chavez, alongside his wife Dee, established a bar within the grocery store operated by Dee's father, J.E. Miera, who had been a cornerstone of the community since the late 1930s. And whereas the Owl Bar quickly became a renowned gathering place for atomic scientists affectionately known as prospectors, who were instrumental in the Trinity site explosion, marking the first test of the atomic bomb. And whereas in 1948, Frank Chavez introduced the iconic Owl Burger, a green chili cheeseburger that has remained a beloved staple, unchanged for over 7 decades. And whereas the Owl Bar and Cafe was for many years proudly operated by Frank and Dee's daughter, Rowena, her husband, Adolf Baca, In 2018, their daughter Janice took over the operation, representing the fourth generation to carry on this cherished family legacy. And whereas the El Bar Cafe has not only served as a historical landmark, but has also significantly contributed to the cultural and social fabric of Socorro County, fostering community spirit and continuity through generations. And whereas the legacy of the El Bar Cafe is a testament to the enduring values of family, tradition, and community service enriching the lives of residents and visitors alike. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners of Socorro County hereby recognizes and celebrates the 80th anniversary of the El Bar Cafe, honoring its historical significance, its impact on the community, and its unwavering commitment to preserving a unique and cherished legacy.
Was anything, Janice?
No, that was very beautiful. Thank you very much. I had planned a 75th anniversary, but COVID hit. And after that, I had promised my mom that I would have, the celebration, and the years just went by. So on July 19th, beginning about 3:00 in the afternoon, we're gonna have a big old celebration for my mom and grandma and everybody else. So you all are invited.
Awesome. Can I go front?
Thank you.
You take a picture up front, and we'll give you the proclamation.
Yeah.
Say who?
Say cheese.
Cheeseburger, no?
Say El Bar.
Yes. We'll sign it. And we'll figure it all sign. I'll bring it to you.
And I have to get to make sure that we're another evening, right? Thank you very much.
Hungry. All right. So now we're action item number 11, consideration of proclamation good job. Considering proclamation of 80 years of the El Bar and Cafe. So we have to vote on that next item.
Motion to approve proclamation. Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Moneta, second from Commissioner Montoya for the proclamation celebrating 80 years of the El Bar and Cafe. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Proclamation passes. Item 11B, approval of 2025 letter of support for the Socorro County Option Prevention and Education Scope Program.
Thank you. It'd be my recommendation, we continue to support SCOPE. It's been a great project they've done a great job throughout the county. My recommendation is that please direct me to go ahead and sign this on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, and we'll get it out and sent to them tomorrow.
So moved.
A motion from Commissioner Monet and a second from Commissioner Zacatero for the approval of the Socorro County Scope letter of support. All in favor? Opposed? You want to sign that letter, Dan? And 11C, establish polling locations for 2025 election.
Thank you. At this time, I'll go ahead and turn this over to Michelle to present to us.
Chairman, Commissioners, you should have Resolution 2025-43 that establishes all of the polling locations and voting convenience centers that we intend to use for the 2026 and 2027 elections. There's no changes that there have been from the past couple resolutions done. So if you would please approve that for us.
So this is for 2025 and 2027?
It's for 2026 and 2027 election.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion from Commissioner Monet, a second from Commissioner Montoya for the approval of the election polling. All in favor? Opposed? It passes. Item 11D, approval of resolution 2025-42, appointment of county board of registration.
Thank you. At this time, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Michelle for this presentation.
Chairman, Commissioners, we have 2025-42. This is for the county commissioners to appoint our board of registration for the next 2 years. Our current board that is sitting has all agreed, and if you are all in agreement, they are willing to stay as the board for the next 2 years. Current board is Val Anaya, Democrat, Sandra Hammock, Republican, Don Tripp, Republican, Jan Gribble, declined to state, and Kate Crable, Democrat.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion of approval of the registration board, county board of registration from Commissioner Montoya, and a second from Commissioner Monet. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item 11E, approval of resolution 2025-43 designating the location of election day polling places for all statewide elections conducted in 2026 and 2027.
And Mr. Chairman, that was a mistake on the agenda. It's on there twice. So
What is?
You already have it. We already did that.
Oh, yeah. You just made it longer the second time. Okay. 11F, consideration of memorandum of understanding for.
Oh, so do we omit?
So 11E, so we have omitted this since we already did it.
correct, actually. Technically, we will, we'll consider that, I would suggest that we consider 11E approved and 11C omitted, just because I like the longer one. I looked at it.
Okay. So we have to actually go back and.
You do not, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we got it.
You do not, it's.
You can go over where the polling places are at, it's all set, that's all that matters. Okay. So 11F. You don't want these ones? Consideration of memorandum of understanding for emergency purchase with BPIC Solutions, Inc. for upgraded detention center control workstation.
Yeah, thank you. This is one that we brought up at the last meeting. The master board at the detention center is now officially on its last legs. What we're coming forward for you is to, with this consideration of the memorandum of understanding, it would allow us to expedite the procurement process. And since this company is the sole one that can do the work on that master board, it will give us that leg up instead of having to go through about 2 to 3 months of going through the other red tape. So it would be my recommendation to approve this memorandum of understanding so that we can quickly get in there and fix the issue.
Do we have an idea of what cost is?
$345,000.
You're the manager.
And it is a specialized,
Yeah,
so I make,
it is a sick old guy.
I make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Monet and a second from Commissioner Montoya for the consideration of memorandum of understanding for emergency purchases with APIS Solutions for the upgrade of the detention center control workstation. All in favor? Go ahead.
Before I make, so is that gonna be a new motherboard, the new system where we'll be totally up to speed, right?
Correct. This brings us up to code with everything and be a complete new system.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We get a new system. Item 11G, approval of resolution 2025-44, unpaved county maintenance priority policy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. This is a continuation of those discussions that we started back in January and February pertaining to the roads. One of the things that I started doing was working with the road department to try to figure out how they're going to respond to emergencies and other requests when the rain hits. That's one of the biggest issues that we have is protecting the road department from claims of being arbitrary or capricious in how they're determining which roads need to be addressed first. So that was the genesis of this. Back on March 31st, I sent out the email to the entire road team that had been helping us decide which roads were going to be maintained. To date, there's only been one individual that responded to all of that request for information. She's no longer here, but that was Ms. Donna Harris. Utilizing Donna's remarks that she had provided, went back and we made the revisions to the policy that's before you that I would request for the adoption of.
Any comments?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that. Got a motion from Commissioner Montoya for the approval of 2025-44, second by myself. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? 2025-44 passes. Approval of resolution 2025-45, intent to participate in Just Health Plus pilot program, it's hard to say, for detention center.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That one is an absolute mouthful. What this one is we're one of 3 detention centers in the entire state of New Mexico that was asked to participate to be a pilot program for this. Basically, in a nutshell, what it is it's the state giving us funding to where we're going to be able to then bill Medicare for the health services that we're now going to be providing in the facility. So what it means is we're going to be getting a leg up on all of the other detention centers around us. And it's going to be a way that we're actually, once we start expanding our health services, this is the way that we can now pay for those health services because we're going to be able to bill it ourselves. So my recommendation is we do the pilot program. We have nothing to lose because even if this goes away, we're still learning how to do all of the billing in Medicare, and they're helping us learn that tool.
Is it Medicare or Medicaid?
Medicaid.
Medicaid.
Okay. I was gonna say they would only qualify for 65 and above, right? They wouldn't qualify for that. Go ahead.
Yeah, what is the time frame in regards to being in a pilot status? Is it depending on if they move forward?
Thank you, great question. It would be, the initial stages would be in the next 3 to 6 months to where they are developing all of the tools to get us started. And then we'd be a pilot program for approximately the next 1 to 2 fiscal years that we would be in that. And hopefully by the end of year 2 is when all of this could then roll out to the entirety of the state.
I second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Monet and a second from Commissioner Zacatero for the approval of 2025-45. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 2025-45 passes. Item I, consideration of intergovernmental service agreement with Associated Universities, Inc. for Next Generation Learning Center.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This one is an interesting one. So BLA is expanding into NGBLA. They're building the Learning Center. But in order to build the Learning Center, they needed Socorro County to act as the fiscal representative for the project.
What this allows us to do is any funds that the state of New Mexico provides to BLA to build that learning center, we get to keep 5% to help them out. Then when it's all said and done, we are the owners of that learning center, although the BLA will be operating and maintaining it and doing all of the work out there. So this is just the MOU necessary to make the state of New Mexico happy with the partnership we have.
So
Where's the center gonna be?
The center is going to be located right next door to where the current BLA
Visitor center.
visitors center is, the building right there,
Out at the site.
out at the site.
They brought to us before, right, just as information, but now this is formalizing it, correct?
Correct, we're just formalizing it.
maybe if we can share the schematic with the two commissioners in regards to, so that we can bring them up to speed in regards to the design and what we're projecting. That'd be great.
Yes, let me try to get that from VLA. We don't have the schematics for this learning center yet because they just got the initial funding, so they don't have the engineer hired yet or the architect for it.
And then it comes central before.
Yeah, they came in, and it's hard to conceptualize when you hear it because it's 10,000 miles of fiber optic cable is what's going to be laid for the next generation VLA. I mean, it's just absolutely huge. They just put up the new telescope that they're doing all of the tests on. When we go into executive session, remind me, I have a miniature model of what the new telescopes look like, and that should give you a direct representation.
So I have a motion so far.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sacatero, a second from Commissioner Montoya for the approval of the MOU with the service agreement with Associated Universities, Inc. for Next Generation Learning Center. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're the fiscal agent for that. Okay, item 11J, consideration of purchase of Rush Truck Center proposal. Is that Russ or Rust? Rush Truck Center proposal. 2026 Peterbilt 589 transport under New Mexico pricing. So this is a transport truck for the road department, I'm assuming.
That is correct. That this is one of the top 5 requests from them. While we're waiting to get the greater requests that are the top line item, they came forward with this Rush truck, said, hey, they've got a vehicle ready. And so we're bringing it to you tonight to expedite that process as well, because if we're able to do it now, we're beating the Terra.
What's the price of the agreement price? Do you know?
It should be
It's in there.
in the packet.
Okay. Like item J and item, where's it at? Only spent F, those are this fiscal year purchases, or is it gonna be like part of July, or next fiscal year?
No, if we're able to get it in now, it falls on this fiscal year to where we have that revenue readily available right now.
I don't know how much a Peterbilt comes to.
I'm not seeing the tab for that, sir. So tab J is the fiscal agent services, and then tab K is the acknowledgement of personnel changes. And then L is financial.
Give me a second on that one. I have Ashley up there trying to get the document.
Okay.
And we can get you the price.
So
Yeah, I think Danny made a motion. Yeah, we have a motion already.
I'll go ahead and second. Let's go ahead and put a rush on that electric truck.
Yeah, that's a question. All right.
Mr. Chairman, you can hold off on that vote until after the other items we've gone away.
No, it was just my.
It's fine, same
Yeah,
price agreement.
yeah, that's what it is. I just wanted to know. Okay, so we got a motion from Commissioner Monet and a second from Commissioner Secretarial for the approval of a rush truck, proposal 1873700. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, like Commissioner Secretarial, let's rush the rush truck. Okay, K, approval of appointment of a representative to the Southwest County Commission Alliance.
Yes, thank you. This was just brought to our attention early last week that Ray Martinez had previously been appointed to this committee. I will turn this over to Commissioner Monette because he knows a little bit more about their next meeting date. But we would like to have a replacement for Ray Martinez appointed from the board to go ahead and attend that meeting.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I was going to pull the data up real quick, but the commissioner reached out to me. One of the items on the agenda for this meeting will be Representative Gabe Ramos from Silver City is going to explain what it is, but what it basically is commissioners from the Southwest counties that are in this area that are facing several issues. And some of the stuff they're going to talk about is the WOLF program, the come-in program, where we're at with water. If you give me 1 second, I can pull that up on the actual agenda for it. I think it's in my other map.
Like I'm in different.
Check Baxter. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know if they actually have one commission that actually represents or not, but it's just, there it is. Meeting's gonna be in Silver City. There's Jim's. When he wants to do it, I'm fine with that. June 12th at 10 o'clock in Silver City or via Facebook Live. And it's new business is Senator Gabe Ramos, the origin of the Southwest CCA. Second is the Gila Forest representative update on the Gila Forest Plan revision. Joel Edwards on green energy development. Claude Candler, the commissioner from Luna County, status of the Members Monument designation. Hayden Forward from Patrick County, emergency declaration on the Mexican Wolf. And Jim Carlson's the Boundary Line Foundation on counties united to have a voice in federal agencies action and planning. That's all the meeting's going to be.
So I make a motion to appoint Commissioner Monet to the Southwest County Commission Alliance.
Thank you.
You got a second?
Second, I'll second.
You got a motion and a second from myself and Commissioner Montoya and Commissioner, so you can be both ones. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
All right.
Motion passes. Maybe stand up there. Okay, so then we're going to, acknowledge personnel changes.
So, it turns out so fast.
Yeah. Anybody else have the personnel?
That's it.
I'll do it. Personal change. Elena Guerrero rehire detention center. Then also Justin Greenwood, animal control officer, resigned. Those are the only two we have.
Second, acknowledgement.
And the personnel, motion presented by Commissioner Zacatero, second by Commissioner Monet. All in favor? Opposed? Personnel changes are, approved. Financial action items. What does it mean, convenes the County Board of Finance?
Mr.
Or
Chairman,
should it be the Treasury Report?
Mr. Chairman, just for this particular item, you would motion to convene to and sit as the County Board of Finance rather than the County Commissioners.
So I need a motion to go become the County Board of Finance.
Second.
Got a motion and a second from Commissioner Monet and Commissioner Montoya. So we're now the County Board of Finance. All in favor? Opposed? We're the finance.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Hello, Gil.
How are you guys doing? So I know I haven't been up to report for a while, so I'll start. I'm Deb Tripp, I'm the Socorro County Treasurer. Good evening, Commissioners and Chair. We've been doing a lot of work in my office. I'd like to commend my staff, Jaylene, Andrea, and Tommy. They've all put in a wonderful effort in getting me and Denelda. Is it on now? No? Is that better? Okay. So we ran into some hurdles. Of course, we went online with the Tyler software in December. So when we came in, adjusting to the changes in the software were a bit of a hurdle. We did find errors in some of the percentages that were being collected. We got those corrected. We've been correcting checks on those, and we are currently working through the journal entries that didn't get inputted. So we're going to go ahead and close the period, July 1st. Start with a clean set of books. The period hasn't been closed since 2017. So that will be good to start with zero balances, and we'll come up to current on where we're at. So what you have in front of you is a statement of our tax collection for the 2024 period, which we are currently, our total collected is $11,725,198.12. Or no, that was the assessed. The collected is $10,269,976. So that's what we currently collected. The next page is the public funds account from First State Bank. We currently have $9,598,840 from First State Bank. As you can see on the second page of that, part of that is invested in money market. And that balance needs to remain in place so that we can carry over to the next budget cycle starting July 1. The third page, or fourth page, is the LGIP investment account. That current investment account is at $25,802,775.60. So my recommendation to the board is that we continue the investments as they are. And I will be coming to the commission meetings on a monthly basis with the current report, so this information will be presented to you in a timely manner.
And Mr. Chairman, if I might, just for the quick benefit of the public, pursuant to New Mexico law, specifically it's 6610, the treasurer determines where to invest monies, and this board, sitting as the Board of Finance, either gives it the up or down. So you can't direct where to invest, but you can veto her investments or you can approve her investments, but she gets to make the choice of where it's invested. And that's how it, basically like the Senate approving a cabinet member for the president. So that's the role of the board.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make two motions. That we acknowledge the treasurer's report and that we approve the consent for the treasurer to invest the funds.
Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Monet and a second from Commissioner Montoya to approve the treasury report and to approve the continued investment presented. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, you did a good job.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Motion to reconvene. Oh, yeah, motion to go back into the regular commission.
Second.
The motion to go back into regular session for Commissioner Sakatero, second from Commissioner Montoya. All in favor? Second. We're back to being commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before you go on to the next item, C and D, I put before the commissioners the requested information about the cost of the rush Freightliner.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah. It's just sitting next to Joe's getting to me.
The more, number one item, we then will keep you alive.
That's probably the best place to be sitting.
It's a matter of opinion.
Can I, my CPR? Okay, activation. Approval of vendor checks, item 12C.
I will. Okay, so for this item, we will most definitely combine 12C and then 12D together. I will do the 12C as first, the vendor checks. I'd like to make a motion to approve the accounts payable checks issued dated for June 9th, 2025, totaling amount $912,093.55. And then my second part would be making a motion for 12D, approval of payroll checks for the 3 cycles, May 1st, 2025 for the amount of $224,688.29. And then the second cycle, May 15th, the amount of $315,998.15. And then lastly, May 29th, in the amount of $226,353.86, which in combination totaling $767,040.30.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
A motion from Commissioner Sakataro, a second from Commissioner Monette for the approval of vendor and payroll checks. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pay the bills.
Commissioner, before we move to go into executive session, just on the payroll checks itself, just a quick note that at the last meeting, we approved those new salary plan. July 24th will be the first date that the employees see that new plan put into action on their paychecks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I know it took a lot of work. Thank you very much.
So item 13.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
can I interrupt you for a minute?
absolutely.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
A roll call vote that we go into executive session 10-5-1, containing the matters listed below.
You make me nervous. You make me nervous and you're polite. So we have a motion from Commissioner to go into executive session. We have a second.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Commissioner Aguilar, Vice Chair Secretary,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Monette.
Yeah.
Commissioner Montoya,
Yes.
Chairman Gonzalez.
Yes. So now we're executives.
out of executive session back into regular session. And the only matters discussed are those listed on the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Aguilar, Vice Chair Secretary,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Monette,
Yes.
Commissioner Montoya,
Yes.
Chairman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Under action items, Jeff, we're down here.
Oh, there it is. Action item 14A, direction to staff, reference EMS agreement.
Chairman,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to appoint our county manager to go ahead and proceed with the meeting with the city, and then we can proceed from there.
Second.
I got a motion from Commissioner Secretary and a second from Commissioner Montoya for staff to continue with the agreement with the city and see if we get approval next week. 14B,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to combine the next 3 items on the agenda. The appointment of the freehold, I'd make a motion to appoint freeholders to view Flatwell Road, Wade Loop, and Comanche Ranch Road for possible vacation.
Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Monette and a second from Commissioner Montoya for the appointment of the freeholders for the possible vacation of Flatwood Road, Wade Road, and Comanche Ranch Road. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We continue with that. We do have those people now, the freeholders. Well, they're probably not in the committee anymore. Probably just-
Well, what is he on?
I apologize, Chairman. I apologize, I didn't take my list into the executive session. I would like to roll 14F to our next meeting. Because we, I believe.
Oh, we didn't discuss it.
Discuss it, so, if you guys want, I would like to table that for the next meeting.
Sounds good.
So move.
Yes.
Action item 14F is table to the next week.
Before you, may I make, regarding one road in Alamo, we have the Three Tanks Road project that is just wrapping up. There were a few rocks that didn't have to be included in the arroyo. It appears we have money, a tiny little bit of money left in that fund. I'm gonna make the recommendation that we put up 2 speed limit signs at the project, as well as on both ends of that road, put a sign up at the end of the road. That way we're using the rest of the project fund for that specific road.
Okay.
Is that what specifically what F was about, or is there something?
No, there'll be some others left.
So
I think we give direction to the management to go ahead and proceed with that.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
I'd make a motion to approval to remove Dry Canyon Road from our maintenance list.
I'll second that. So we got a motion from Commissioner Monette and a second from Commissioner, myself, for the removal of Dry Canyon Road for the county maintenance. All in favor? Opposed? So that road will no longer be maintained, but it is still.
Still a county road, yes, sir.
Next commission meeting is
June 24th at 5 o'clock.
So that's the emergency meeting?
yes. We're adjourned.
Yay! You guys need to get some of those memory pills.
Yeah, I swear.